Hi everyone, it's Elizabeth here. So I just wanted to do this quick video in regards to you'll never know what it feels like until you experience it yourself. So a lot of times when somebody goes through a certain experience in their life, a lot of people can give advice and opinions or be very judgmental, but they don't really understand or know what it's like to go through that experience because they've never experienced that themselves. This kind of thought came into my brain a lot during 2015 when I lived in Germany, and I was watching on my laptop kind of the live coverage of the terrorist shooting at the Bataclan in Paris, France. And I just remember reading a bunch of stuff the next couple weeks about what happened and things. One of the survivors talked about how who lost friends in that shooting. They said you'll never understand what it feels like to be killed by a terrorist until you go through it yourself. And so that made me think a lot about empathy and what it's like to judge a lot of people in their life experiences, especially because I personally haven't gone through something in itself. Obviously, there are a lot of hot topics that can go into this. Like, for example, I've never been molested or raped, so I don't know exactly what that feels like. A man can't have a baby, so a man can't understand what it feels like to be pregnant and to have to bear a child internally for 9 months. The same with like men don't have a menstrual cycle, so they don't understand sometimes that level of pain that you get during things like PMS and like the hormonal changes and things like that. So obviously, me as a woman, I will probably never be a construction worker in my life, and I don't know what it feels like to be a construction worker, but I can only empathize as far as like the hard work that and the backbreaking labor that these people have to go through in order to construct something like a building. So yeah, it's just really interesting that we tend to go through life kind of blinded or through our own life experience and just kind of think like, just because you pulled yourself out of a situation faster than somebody else, it doesn't mean that they can do the same. The perfect example I give about this is the Christmas Carol written by Charles Dickens. It took Ebenezer Scrooge one night to change his life by looking at his past, his present, and his future. That happens. Change can happen very rapidly and quickly, but for most people, it doesn't happen that way. That story, The Christmas Carol, is kind of like an outlier. But for most people, change takes time, and it takes time to digest the emotions and to kind of ride through the waves in life of whatever it is. But I think if we can start to use a little bit more empathy and understanding on where people come from, we would stop being less judgmental. So if you've never been in love before and you judge somebody for choosing, I guess, quote unquote, like a wrong partner, but they really love them. Yes, love can be very blinding. And although you might think that, it's really hard sometimes to be in those situations when you truly love somebody and you try to accept them for who they are. And giving them either like a second chance or, hoping that they go to like Alcoholics Anonymous so they fix their behaviors and stuff like that. So I guess this is a really short and quick video, but it's just a thought to think about, kind of food for thought, that if you've never gone through a certain life experience, like for example, if you've never gone through a divorce, you have no idea the amount of level of pain that a divorce can be like or feel like. Obviously, people can have breakups that are really heart-wrenching and, traumatic in themselves, but yeah, if you have never experienced certain things in life, it's not wise to just judge people abruptly or just to, tell them to like pull themselves out of their bootstraps and or pick yourself up by your bootstraps and move on or things like that, because it doesn't necessarily work like that. Everybody processes their emotions differently. So this will give I guess I'm hoping for some thoughts to what people can start to understand. If you've never lost somebody due to suicide, or, if somebody's child has been killed by an illegal immigrant from a car accident, or they've been murdered. It's like there are so many sad and tragic situations in life, but you can't undermine someone's feelings and experiences. So anyways, these are some thoughts that I had. It's a quick and short video. I hope that it could just inspire you to give a little bit of thought in your life and how you treat other people, or how you judge their past and their experiences and things like that. So if you have any comments, please mark them below. We can all learn from each other by sharing our different thoughts. And if you'd like, you can support me on Patreon. Please subscribe to this channel. You can help me build it. And thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Talk to you later. Bye.